Are we live?
Now, well, we're on. Literally, I am always shocked when this thing starts. You know what I mean? So we ended the year with like all kinds of issues, and now we're Happy New Year. We still got some issues going, so we're gonna have a shot to that.
Yes.
You know, so
Cheers.
I got double shots right here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And shot number 2 for me.
Delicious.
That is so good. I'm gonna get shit faced on this show. I've had a Monday on a Thursday today. And for people who don't know, like usually Monday is a shitty day. Like it's a day everybody calls you, everybody's problems, you know, are there. Today I deal with everybody's problems. And it's amazing how many problems people have. You know what I mean?
I just don't bring mine up, okay, on the air. I'm sorry. I had to talk to you about that. I really,
You know, did you suck a dick for money the other day? Oh, you won. You won.
I'm a winner.
Winning
I'm a winner.
41 years. I'm still winning.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday to birthday buddy. Hey, birthday buddy. So, like always, man, we got to start with our disclaimer or, you know, like the anti-offense thing for people. So this is the opinion of me, Carlos, not the opinion of the rescue company one, not the opinion of the most beautiful, handsome doctor. I talked to him today, Carmen San Diego. I don't even know if you're supposed to know where Carmen San Diego is, but he's in San Diego doing a lecture tomorrow. And then there's my beautiful wife. Hello. I love you.
I love you.
It's not your opinion either.
Nope.
It's my opinion.
Totally.
And it's not the opinion of birthday buddy. Hi. She's like a couple pay periods into working at the rescue company one, regretting her decision to be full-time. Yeah. And then you got the hippo. And, you know,
Yellow?
Church posted all the pictures from us being out yesterday. Everybody kept going, happy birthday. And I'm like, how the fuck do people know it's my birthday? And you know, I don't have any social media shit, so I don't even know. And then people that I didn't even know but kept coming up like, happy birthday. And I'm like, did that happen to you, Amanda, yesterday? Oh, Amanda's got nothing.
She froze.
Oh. Oh. So, anyways, well, we're fixing Amanda's problem. So multiple things that happened. Patricio got the COVID, so he's controlling it from the background.
Is that the ones and threes? Is he on the ones and twos?
Ones and twos. Ones and
Well,
twos.
he was on the ones and twos.
Oh,
But now he's
not.
remote.
he's on the nothing. He's on the zero right now. After got the COVID, allegedly may have been an ass-eating situation. I'm speculating. I don't know how Patricio got the COVID, but he may have eaten some ass.
I didn't know he's shaking his head.
So, you know, is the cool thing. The thing is, with growth comes like heartache and different shit that happens, you know? And it's amazing how much like heartache you can have in one day, but then you kind of look back and you go, man, thank God that we're having this problem today. You know what I mean? Thank God we're having the problem. We're talking to the people we need to talk to and doing the things that we need to do. And
Yeah, I had to go to Lowe's Home Depot today.
A couple more wheels. All that cash we got to carry. You know.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
right? That would be nice.
That would be a nice problem.
I was thinking, trying to see how much you can donate plasma and semen to it, so we can.
Which one do you get more for?
I don't know. I think my semen is worth a lot of money, allegedly. Allegedly. So, maybe you got any announcements for the people? You want to sell my semen?
I didn't
There's
know.
a lot inside.
Like right now, you're like a semen bank. I'm on empty.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be full here in a bit.
Oh,
So, what announcements you got?
you threw her off.
Well,
Go. You threw her
My
off.
mic is muted.
What are your?
Everybody sounds like a dying.
There is the air medical class. I think we still have a few spots left. January 24th through the 29th. Difficult airway is the 24th, 25th. TNCC is the 26th, 27th. AMLS is the 25th, 26th. Sweat and Hewitt are the 29th. And we're going to be at Fire East next week. You're going to be competing on an all-star team. Can't wait to see that.
people go get their ass kicked.
Yeah. And
Hey, he's got to be second. Somebody has to be second.
you guys should, if you go to Fire East, stop by our booth, say hello. Amanda and I will be there. And
Showing titties.
we're showing titties right now.
No, titties are a must.
Yeah, I wasn't
Oh,
ready for that.
oh.
I mean, if that's what you want to do.
Birthday weekend. And I did get to see some boobies.
Not mine.
No, not yours.
You know,
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. I said if as company policy, if one set of titties comes out, the other's got to. That's just the way it works.
What does that mean for anyone?
Well, if somebody's titties are out, then the next person with titties, they need to show theirs.
Are we pulling our titties out right now?
Not on the show. I'm saying the other day, titties were pulled out and yours were kept inside. You've been written up. Amanda will be giving you a write-up. I'm not in charge of writing people up anymore.
Forgot about that.
Amanda's titty came out on a historical site.
Yeah.
I think there's a U.S. Ranger trying to give you a fucking ticket right now. I don't think you can even say the words nipple on a historical site.
I think she showed us hers.
Yeah, allegedly.
That right across from that moat was the brothel that yeah. So I'm sure somebody said nipple or shit or damn, cock balls. I'm sure somebody said something. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh man.
So
I guess we're
I'm.
going to see
Go ahead.
Dan Miller at Fire East.
Oh, Dan Miller's gonna be there. Dan Miller get to see some titties.
I guess he does want to see titties.
No, hey, well, I guess we'll see some
He
titties.
does.
Hey,
I don't think I've ever met one that doesn't want to see titties.
You know what a pity is? You don't know what a pity is? Yeah.
Oh,
That's a part of the titty you can't fit in your mouth. Ain't that a pity?
oh man.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, dude. So
So how else was the weekend?
I thought the weekend was great.
Me too.
I got a Amanda gave me a gun for my birthday. has a laser on it. I call it. I wish a motherfucker would go laser.
He does. All day long.
I wish a
What?
motherfucker would.
What? I was just sneezing. I'm sorry. I wish a motherfucker would. I wish a motherfucker would.
You know,
Yeah.
I took my gun for my walk this morning. When I went for my walk,
You carried your gun?
I sure did.
Hell yeah, I wish a motherfucker would start
I
this
did.
thing.
I was like,
You know,
I wish a motherfucker would.
the best part is the other day I'm doing this thing in the middle of the night for somebody because we allegedly I was awake like at middle of the morning time, and I had the laser and I was fucking with a cat.
Did you get the clown?
Did the cat like it?
No, that motherfucker went outside. Yeah.
He likes it.
No matter you put up a ceiling, they'll jump up the ceiling.
Hey, that dude looked at me and he goes, "This guy's gonna shoot me."
But yeah, it wasn't a snake. It was just a cat.
Hey, yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
cats either. I like them about as much as I like snakes.
Yeah, that's a nice cat.
So we got some announcements there. The big thing is like pay attention to the calendar. We got a bunch of stuff coming up. It's a big year for us. We kind of like got a lot of things started last year, and I think this year we're going to kind of carry on that and then kind of work the way that more shots, please, if we can. I'm still not drunk. Yep, absolutely.
I told her the rule.
You keep bringing them until somebody passes out.
I'm every 5 minutes.
I didn't tell that part. I forgot that part.
But we have a lot of stuff going on. We started this community thing this week, and I know that there were some people that wanted to come into that, and we kind of left it just to our guys to kind of work out some of the kinks and bugs on it, and like just kind of see how it kind of goes. And there's a lot of like background critical care information you got to know in that class. Like I even just me as I'm teaching it, I'm looking at the material and going like, fuck, man, you need to know these labs. You need to know this. And I think that I'm worried in the sense that I think people are going to look at it and they're going to think that we're trying to upsell them a class. They want to come in and do the community thing. And like, I really think you need to look at the material, look at the stuff that's required of you to be out there making these decisions on your own. And there's a lot of there's a lot of background critical care information that's just required.
So, I was in the class this week with you guys.
And the thing is there's a big difference in emergency care versus the follow-up care and helping people through whatever ailments or injuries they're going through. Way different. But that's where you guys come in for sure, because of the nursing aspect. You're used to the process along the way.
I mean, yeah, I think so. It was insane. Old man Schultz was there. He did a good job. And then, it's kind of good that we had, because like today we got just overwhelmed with meetings and stuff like that. So we had to kind of postpone what we were going to do. But I think still, I think you got a big eye opening. I fuck with Jason all day. I was in class.
I love it. I don't care. I want you to, because I want to learn. That's the whole point of coming to a class. It doesn't matter what class it is. It could be a class that you've taken 100 times, but I want to learn. So that's it. That's what it comes down to.
I think that as with the rescue company one and the podcast and all that stuff, like I think the last little bit, you have these different things that happen and just classes, the podcast, technical difficulties, days come in, cadavers don't thaw out, all kinds of shit that can be thrown at you. And I but we're still learning, we work through it. And I think still people have the experience they need to have. Some people are overcritical about certain things. And I say this for this point. We put up some pictures the other day of, I can't think of the time and that I've been flying where we've had a crash that everybody lived, good news, right? Good news. Everybody lived, and it's in Philly, and pretty amazing thing. I mean, it's just an amazing thing, and that, I just can't say enough and how glad I am that we have some, brothers and sisters out there that made it. and a patient that made it. You know,
Not a regular patient, a
Yeah.
2-month-old infant.
yeah,
As the patient.
made it. And you know, like we put up some pictures, and whatever the wording was, you know, I didn't get the pictures. The pictures to our social. I don't have a social media like thing. I guess I do. The company does, you know, and stuff like
We're
that.
gonna change that.
I don't. I don't put up
anything.
anything social media wise for myself.
This is news to me. Whatever you're about to say is news to me.
Just like no, just like it. So anybody that's watching live right now, you're getting it from the horse's mouth, just like I am.
So I don't have social media, but
I
I
sent
sent social media stuff.
Pictures to our social media person, right? Miss Jody, she does all our social media stuff, which is what's her name of her company, baby?
65 Media.
65 Media, right? So I sent that to her. Like I got the stuff earlier in the day from a source, you know, like, hey, this is and it's a source on the ground there, like, you know, so we get that. And, you know, I sent it to her. Those pictures that circulated around the internet, things got put up. And some dude was offended that we had like put the pictures up. Our logo was up on it. And I was like, well, our logo is on everything that goes up on our social media. That way people know that way people know that we posted it, right? You know, it's like, and some dude was like offended over that stuff. But you know, this is the thing. The phone number that appears on the company's website is my fucking number. Like you can get a hold of me. If you got a problem, well, I know, baby, it goes through the thing, but it's been my number forever. You know, now it goes to Amanda, but either way,
You'll be contacted.
you got a problem, you can always get a hold of me. Like I'm accessible to your complaints. You call in, give me your complaint. Don't be an ass and put some shit up on the social media stuff thinking that we're trying to sell. I wasn't advertising a class. I wasn't advertising a thing. And if you don't know, like, I mean, like I put up like our philanthropy stuff that we do for this community up against any motherfucker that just started flying. Yeah, I know who you are, asshole. So I figured it out. So listen, you got a problem, you can call me. I apologize if anybody was offended by what we put up, but the reality is this, man. I'm happy as fuck that people live through that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I wanted the whole fucking world to know that here are people that under any other circumstance, man, not made it, but they fucking made it, man. And that's the greatest thing. And then you know, listen, I'm happy that the people out there and they made it. I'm happy that there isn't like a flight program that has to go through a loss and all that shit right now. Because you know what? As a man that's lost like, you know, like 30 people that I can tell you their first and last name, their mom and dad's name that I've lost in this job, in this industry in 20 years, that a guy that just got a job a month and a half ago, yeah, I looked you up, knows that, you know, don't talk shit. Talk shit, be a man about shit and call somebody up. That's the problem with this. So that's why I don't have it, Jason. That's why I don't have the social media stuff and I don't put up there because you know I'm a fucking man. If I got a problem with somebody, I call their number. I show up at their house.
You know what? Even if you did, guess what?
We're too fucking busy to be posting stupid shit like that. You know, the truth of the matter is, it could have been a horrible picture of a burning helicopter and you know a down building and whatever. Guess what? They all lived and they all were safe. Like, what is not good about that? You got to be a retard to be. I'm sorry. You have
I
to
want
be,
the world
Stupid.
to be a person to, you know, feel that way about. I know.
Can't use the R word. Can't use the R word. People get offended.
And why can't we have a little bit of good in such a shitty world?
Oh, I know,
Like,
baby.
There's one good story to every 200 bad.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna talk about some bad stories tonight. Speaking about social media stuff. Speaking about social media stuff, we have like one of the best social media people in the whole entire world. Miss Jody is awesome. And like she sends us a list of things and like special like days that should be recognized throughout the year that we should do a podcast on. It should be a good podcast subject and do those things for that. So today is one of those days. And like one of the things that a lot of people don't some of them does not get a lot of attention. Me and Amanda were doing some research today. Holy shit, the different things that you get there. However, since you're horrible at giving scenarios, I'm going to give you a scenario, Jason.
Oh, we didn't actually go
You
through.
can give horrible scenarios.
I'm not going to do that. I thought let me do that thing, but we'll relate to it here in a second. So Jason,
Yes.
here's your patient. Yeah.
CCTBSI.
Yeah. God, Jason, just what were we like eating the other day? Jason gave me a scenario.
Listen,
I
We
love
were
giving you
fucking
scenarios
horrible.
just because you get so pissed about it.
Amanda hates you.
Oh, my
So here's your patient. You're basically you're responding to a unknown circumstance situation, possible sexual abuse. You with me?
Yeah.
It takes you a little time to get there because you're working in an area that's hosting the World Series at that time. You see why this is important.
Okay.
You get there, there's like two young ladies. They both speak some unknown language. They don't speak Spanish. They don't speak English. Not that you would be able to get through the Spanish situation because you're the worst Puerto Rican guy I know. So,
It's not my fault.
so anyways, but they seem like there's this real quiet to the thing, and like there's a old elderly lady that basically says she just took these two girls off two men that looked like they were abusing them in a car. You with me?
Yeah.
They're dressed short mini skirts. One girl appears to have blood running down her leg. And proceed.
All right, so I have two
Patients, I'm gonna request additional resources. I'm gonna see if there's any life-threatening injuries, the blood, depending on how heavy it is, if it's abdominal blood or if it's from the legs or something I can stop bleeding quickly. I'm gonna do that. All right.
So here you go, Jason. Like right away, you look at two girls, skin color, temperature, and condition look good. Cap refills within 2 seconds. They're warm and dry. The one girl with the blood looks kind of dry blood to her leg. Doesn't see like anything. So off what you're looking at, there's no apparent like actual life threats. Vital signs are all good. From the information the lady is giving you, what kind of situation are you dealing with?
It, like some kind of a sexual assault, sexual abuse, maybe like
You're absolutely correct.
a pimp thing. You know, who knows?
So I'm gonna call law enforcement.
So first of all, I would just like to point out, you see how long it took me to get to the actual point of the scenario and to do what I wanted to do?
So today we're going to talk about sexual trafficking.
And like or like just human trafficking in general, because a lot of people focus on the sex part of this whole thing, but the reality is that there's people forced into labor is the new slavery, right? So I guess it's just the new word for slavery, right? And I think me and Amanda found a couple of places today where that's exactly how they referred to it. When you're putting people to work against their will, in America, and like
That's just like I would think that if
Scenario was somewhere else that's possible, but it's shocking to think that's like that here. You know.
Hold on to that thought,
Okay.
mister. Hold on to that thought, mister. But before we get there,
just like my scenario sucked.
I'm new to the party, right? I don't know what's going on. They have a whole plan. I have nothing. Go.
hey, so Betty, do you have a word for today?
I do.
And the word.
Hold on.
Doesn't my wife look good with that glasses?
The word's traffic.
Traffic. Oh.
Not according to Urban Dictionary.
So traffic. Huh.
So do I get
I'm
to
gonna
guess
go
on
last
this
on
one?
this one. Yeah, go ahead, Patricia.
Use it in a sentence, please.
No.
Country of origin.
No, I can't.
So
Until
traffic.
after I explain it. I-4.
What's that?
I-4.
Yeah, and there are like a lot of cars. Head on down the road. Sometimes you got a semi. Sometimes you got a little Yugo. Okay. Hey.
All right.
Who knows? Who really knows how it's going to work out?
Patricio.
Yeah,
What
so I'm
do
going
you
to say traffic is the amount of text messages going through. Text messages or communication between two parties.
We don't have any idea what you're saying.
They send the amount of text messages they say. Yeah. What you think, birthday buddy? Slavery? What you got?
He told
You
me.
have no idea.
There's lots of trucks and little cars like Pintos. Or what are those smart cars? There are smart cars and there are semis. That's what he thinks traffic
I'm
is.
thinking that you're sitting in
A gangbang.
Oh,
And you're just like, you're stuck in a dick. There's like
You're
three
stuck in a
dicks in
dick?
front of you. Three dicks in front of you before you can get there. Am I correct?
No.
Not even close? All right. What is it?
When there's some drama going on that you just can't be bothered with dealing today.
I'm gonna
Man,
say
I don't feel like dealing with any of this. Miss me with that traffic.
that's horrible. This is a horrible word. Jesus, buddy. See if you can save this shit what you were texting last night.
I still muted. So mine is in honor of Patricio's current situation.
Yeah. The ass eating COVID.
COVID-19.
Well, a little close to it.
You got ass COVID.
After everything I've done, had sex with people off Tinder, gone to bars and clubs, gone to hockey games. I got COVID at Grandma's house.
Oh man.
I love it.
Oh shit. Oh, you guys are having some serious Apple situations here. Today we're relying solely on Apple products to get this podcast through. So, anyways, back to our original topic of sex trafficking, and you guessed it, Jason, that we were talking about, trafficking human beings and forced labor and that stuff. And how much training have you had as a firefighter paramedic, allegedly, that responds in a county that rhymes with H? So
Zero. And there's somebody in the chat that says that
what's that?
for human trafficking.
Oh, really?
That's
That's what they are.
I don't know that story though. I don't know that story.
Oh,
There's somebody in the background. Yes, ma'am. Can I help you?
So, I'm sorry, I can't say it. Danny Miller has something to say.
You can't say it.
What does he have to
He
say?
says, what are the 3 threes when it comes to human trafficking?
It says
I
we
call
are
it
3
the
to
3 P's.
yeah. Yeah, actually,
Do you remember?
one is prosecution, right?
That's number 3.
That's number 3. The other one, prevent, protect, and prosecution.
Prosecute.
Yep. Florida is in the top 5, right? Cities, states to do that. Orlando's number 3.
Wow.
So we found a lot of research and stuff on this, and it's amazing that we don't get enough training on this. So when you look at the fact that, anytime there's a big event, and it seems to be 2 real big sporting events, believe it or not, are the 2 big sex trafficking situations, right? NBA, not the finals, but the NBA
All-Star Week,
All-Star Week. Yep, and then the Super Bowl.
which is coming up.
What's coming up? So you found give them some of your research there, birthday buddy.
I don't know if I'm connected.
You're not connected? No. Oh, so birthday buddy's getting connected. I go to some of my stuff here. What do you think the amount of money? What happened?
Because what?
It's a headphone.
We're working that out. The amount of money that it costs per case? Oh,
For what? Like what case? Like which one are you talking about?
Hey, babe, read this thing that Miss Jody just put up.
Anyone who doesn't understand why the
Images were posted. Similar photos were posted, over 29,000 to be exact. There was only a video of a crash simulation with actual voice recordings from the flight and crash. Less than 10 hours after the crash, the images we shared were pre-approved by the person who took them. That being said, the TRC logo was placed on the images because we are the only company approved to post them. As Carlos noted, we did so only to celebrate the survivals and I need the rest of that. And
All right, so that was saying the 3 for 3. That 3 for 3. Yeah, third highest in the country. Florida is the highest state, and Central Florida is the third highest in the third.
trafficking, like it happened. Yeah.
You know what? If he wants to, he should come on here and just tell us this stuff. I don't want to read it anymore. Okay. All right.
So while the hippo's getting angry there,
It's gonna be an angry hippo.
Yeah, that was a good one.
the actual cost for each one of these cases
for every person that's abused is $122,000.
to prosecute.
That's just the cost associated with each case.
Okay.
So prosecution, medical costs, and all that stuff like that. Now, the prosecution stuff is going to be hindered on how the evidence is collected. So,
we'll send you a link.
who's that, Danny?
Yeah.
So the prosecution is actually how evidence is collected could make a huge difference on that. And this is on us. The biggest thing I could find that EMS personnel are really bad at is preserving the evidence.
Really?
We destroy stuff.
Wow.
Well, are you being sarcastic or are you for real?
No, I'm being serious. Like,
Well,
how
we're
do you
not.
know?
We don't know the actual training.
I mean-
Don't say anything else.
Because I know you're going to guess it for Jason.
I wasn't gonna guess anything.
Let me ask you this. Let's say that scene that I just described is just one person. You're in a house. This girl was violently beaten and raped. Okay, you know that she was violently beaten and raped. Okay, and then you cut all her clothing off. Right? It's a trauma alert. You intubated her. You cut her clothing
Why
off.
is it a trauma?
You know, well, she's not breathing. She's
check,
unresponsive.
yes,
Blood everywhere. Okay, you with me?
Mhm.
All right. So now, when you get done, how do you take care of biohazard stuff in the scene?
What do you?
Ooh, that's a. So I've watched a couple Law and Order episodes here and there. So don't do what I would normally do, or
Other guy would normally
okay.
do.
Actually,
You
you
know
know
what?
what? Tell me what
What would
you
Law and
do?
Order Jason would do?
So like any type of scene that is a possible law enforcement issue, I'm going to leave everything where it is and let somebody else bag it up. Or I will make sure in the case of this, you're telling me I need to bag it up. So I'm going to bag it up, but I will use paper bags to bag it up, or evidence bags or whatever, something along those lines.
You know what's funny is shit.
It's
I was wrong.
sometimes you teach a BLS class, right? No, you're right. You will use paper bags on this, but this is where I'm going to follow my train of thought here. You ask if you're teaching like a BLS class or a class full of paramedics and stuff like that. You go, hey, somebody's tooth falls out. How do you preserve the root of the tooth? What do you put the tooth in?
Put it in milk.
Where do you carry the milk on the fucking truck?
You don't.
You're obviously going to be in their house, you know, and they have milk. And they have milk. I know.
I know. You're right. In the ER, we have paper bags.
Yeah, when I was working on it.
Yeah,
So the other option would be
That's right.
you just leave everything there and let the crime scene people take care of it.
Normally, we would put everybody's valuables in what? In a red plastic bag, and that's horrible for evidence preservation, right? The other thing is that
Individually. Okay.
separately. Their underwear should be separate. All that stuff and how you collect evidence that's considered to be fluids, dry fluids versus and it's a word that Trish loves, moist fluids. Those things how those things should be collected should be all collected differently.
Yes.
It should be all different and it's all with the training, right?
Yes. Well, definitely. I mean, we don't get that. Literally. So, like, the extent of crime scene training I have is you cut around a bullet hole. You don't cut through
a round bullet hole?
Yes.
And then you leave everything on the scene. You don't pick anything up when you use it. And let's say that it's you work a code and they stay there. You literally leave everything. You just leave. And make sure that law enforcement has whatever they need. And, then they have a crime scene now.
I didn't hear your echo. Either I'm out on my headphones or
I hear you.
you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't hear you, either of you in my headphones.
Unmute Carlos's mic
You
from
got
his
us?
side.
We're good on sound?
Unmute Carlos.
Unmute your mic.
On his side. On your screen.
There we go.
He sent me a link, but he's not. Oh, he just put me in.
No, I thought you were looking. I think you were statistics.
I have it all written down already. I just can't do anything. All right, so we're just gonna hold this stuff till next week, and we're gonna call it a day.
Why? What? I see you. It's working fine. Just go ahead. Go ahead with your notes. Proceed.
I can't hear myself, but can you guys hear
I
me?
can't either.
Jay says he has to get on our podcast to get a hold of you. Heard everyone ORMC saying happy birthday. He said he called you.
Yeah, you can call me, man. Sorry. It's been crazy.
It has been a crazy couple of days.
I have to.
Danny's saying everything works. So keep talking.
Okay. Oh, Danny says I'm good.
That's all we care about.
So, what do you want about?
Can you hear Amanda also?
Florida Fire Chiefs had a meeting today.
Yes.
And guess what the topic was? Human trafficking.
Absolutely.
So, with trafficking presentation, the lady that was talking about it was the one that gave him the information about Florida is the third most, or I'm sorry, U.S. is the third most country with human trafficking. Florida is the third most in the U.S. and Central Florida is the third most in the state. Okay.
You know, man, this is the biggest thing. Is that one of the things that we found today with Amanda's research was, this is modern day slavery, man.
Yeah.
You know, and this is the most amount of people enslaved in the world in history, and most of it in the majority of it in the United States.
Oh. Well, hold on. Wait. Yeah, wait for me. Oh, geez. I'm doing two. Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's been a hell of a day.
I don't know what kind of day you had. You sound like your day was better than mine.
I was sweating all day out in the sun, and and turning wrenches and welding. You know, I was doing all kinds of stuff.
You were doing man
I
work
was.
today. Yeah. I didn't do any man work today. I wiped a man's ass this morning, though.
Yeah.
That's what I did. So, anyways,
The
yeah.
last day I worked.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You have to cheers.
Yeah,
Clink. I know. So does she, but she won't do them.
Drink them up, because I've had a shitty day. So, the biggest thing that I find here is, and I'm glad the fire chiefs identified, is that there's a need for training. There's an absolute need for training, and it's amazing to me that, like, you look back. I looked at this thing too, babe, when I was looking at today. If you look at the 3 most abused categories of people, is children, women, and the elderly. Pregnant women specifically, and the elderly.
Yep.
And like, the amount of protection added to those people is nothing. Nothing's changed.
Not enough.
Nothing's changed since they published
I had
that shit in the
an
book.
abused elderly person a couple of weeks ago when I was working. Nobody did jack shit for them. I called the Department of Children and Families. I called the local police. I called everybody. You know what they said? There's nothing we can do.
What does it take? What's the thing that's going to change?
I mean, I hate to say it, but I feel like it's going to take somebody that has some pull and a lot of money to make it change. You know,
So I think a lot of things that align this week, kind of like as Jody sent us out this topic, right? We did some research on it, but this whole time too, like this whole week, we've done this like non-emergency type of medicine training, right? We've done this community paramedic training and stuff out there, and like I think there's been a lot of like
One of the cool thoughts behind that is that we focus so much on the immediate life threat that could kill, but how do we prevent that person from becoming a patient again? Right. How do we prevent, and it's like there still isn't a lot of stuff allocated to, like, what was day one of this week when we were doing that community paramedic? Pediatrics, right? How much about kids did you think you knew before you started that day?
I have basic knowledge, but definitely not anywhere close to that. And I feel like I've done a little more than most paramedics.
absolutely.
But I still learned a lot, a hell of a lot.
Dude, you've been exposed to like Scott the Ward
Coming
Yes.
into a class, right?
Amazing.
So he's an amazing pediatric expert, right?
Yep.
And yet you're sitting there this week and you're learning all this new shit about stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of it is not necessarily the life-threatening, sexy event or call that you would expect. It's just the amount of like lack of resources that there is added to what we do. Right?
Absolutely.
It's freaking insane.
Like I said earlier, it's a completely different side to the whole process. Community paramedicine is going to be. I think it's going to be a game changer if we get a lot of the. Well, I don't know. I don't know, because I feel like there might be some pushback.
There's going to be some growing pains, but here's the thing. You have to separate admissions to the hospital for incredibly ridiculous reasons. And one of the biggest ways to do that is home visits. As much as nobody likes that, it is easier for a paramedic to go to a home than it is to get some of those people out of their houses. And to get them out of their houses, that requires a hospital stay. So don't do that.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it just makes sense. You know what? One of the things I was thinking about the other day, and I don't, we didn't finish the entire class. It's actually several modules you have to do and several online portions.
It's a minimum of 100 hours.
Right. There's a lot.
Minimum of 100 hours.
It is a lot of things that you have to think about, like all of the medication that they take and everything that happens during the day. It is not. It is care plans as much as I hate care plans.
Oh man, that's a big fancy nursing word.
Oh,
Yeah, you didn't want to get into that shit.
It is things like that you have to kind of take into consideration, and your long-term goals. Like paramedics are generally focused on there's an emergency that I have to fix right now.
Yeah, because
Not,
what
I know. But
As far as home visits go, they are focused on what is it going to take so we don't have that emergency,
So what
which is a completely different thought
I don't want to
process.
take away from the sex trafficking stuff.
Sorry.
But
We did total.
I would like to take away from it.
Yeah. So listen, birthday buddy. Are you able to like read some of your research?
let's talk about your research.
Listen, because the birthday buddy's got some good shit.
She does
I do.
some incredibly disgusting shit that I don't even like listening.
That part.
I got some
It
shit
makes
that I
me
don't
wanna
want to say in the podcast and today because I don't want to offend any more people today. But go ahead.
So we'll start with the quote. The trade in human beings, a modern form of slavery, violates the God-given dignity of so many of our brothers and sisters and constitutes a true crime against humanity. Who said it?
That's Pope Francis.
Yeah, Pope Francis.
You know, Catholic as I am, you know, this is a hard year for us Catholics, by the way. Like, number one, like, people that run the college football playoffs hate Catholics. I'm saying that on the air, and that's fucked up because you mean to tell me Cincinnati had a, like, I don't give a fuck about the shit. University of Notre Dame, they got fucked out of the playoffs. That's fucked up. So as a fellow Irish man,
Let's go.
you know, I'm offended about
I
that.
feel like maybe I might be a little more Irish than you are.
Well, you can argue with my father about that, but
Okay.
I have said it South
I've
Bend,
talked to him
Indiana's
before. I
parking
can
lot
talk to him
and
again.
heard a Notre Dame football game a lot because my dad only had one ticket, so we weren't allowed to go. But anyways, go ahead.
You already kind of touched on it, but just to confirm my research that I found, human trafficking is considered modern day slavery, and there are more slaves today than at any point in history, which is crazy to think about. Like, there was a whole war about slavery.
Couple of them.
And what are we doing now?
Slaving people.
When you said that, Tom, or you said that earlier when we were in the office, and you found that thing of that piece of research in there. It's crazy. It's the last couple of years have been kind of crazy times in the U.S. and like what's to be taught in school versus what not and stuff. But when you look at like the amount of people that are enslaved right now, like forced labor and stuff like that, like there is no race attached to it. That we could not find whether it's more white, blacks, Asians, Hispanics, or anything like that. I mean, it is amazing the amount of actual, like, it's just it's a potpourri of people. Like, there's no race we could find that's attached to it. So.
And the people that are committing the crime and holding these people as slaves, there's no real, in our country, there is no real divide there either.
No. There isn't.
So one of the cases that we were looking at was the one in Polk County
Yes.
that was titled Operation No Tricks, No Treats.
Yep.
It was in October of 21. They arrested 102 people. Of those people, 275 of them had previous felonies that they were convicted of. 429 misdemeanor charges that included kidnapping, robbery, aggravated battery, and sexual offense. Hold on. They also seized drugs. The youngest of the traffickers was 19, and the oldest was 78. So 19-year-olds are taking kids and enslaving them and selling them, and you're still a kid.
Yeah. I looked up into some of that stuff there, birthday buddy. So that person doing the enslaving and being the trafficker now was somebody that was trafficked themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're so now we're getting second and third generation of the abused person, and it's now the abusee.
So what kind of person is the most common trafficked person? Like,
I didn't look at them.
yes, you do.
I did?
We did talk about
We
it.
talked
Oh,
about
oh,
it. It's
oh,
kind
boy.
of crazy.
So as I was listening to all of the statistics
Mhm.
about Orlando being like third in the nation,
Mhm.
I was like, how is that possible? Like, how are parents not on the news all the time saying, like, where is my kid? Like, why? What do you mean? Like,
So
if something happened and my kid disappeared, can I tell you, like, everybody's gonna know about it.
It's the number because those people are here, or they're stolen from here and then shipped out. They're stolen from here and then kidnapped.
The thing we found is how they get to be the slave is not like the be.
It is not like the
They're going in.
kidnapping that you would necessarily think. So it's
Right.
not like they go to schoolyards or parks or whatever. It's not like the smaller children that you're like, I would absolutely kill somebody if they came and took my child.
Absolutely.
It is
Yeah.
the 17, 18-year-old runaway.
I wish motherfucker would.
Yeah.
I do wish a motherfucker
It's
would.
the runaway, and it's the hey, the kid hasn't been missing 48 hours. We won't report them missing type thing. It's that 8mm like film girl, right? That girl,
you know what would be a great movie to watch for this? Hard Candy.
Yeah, we would not be watching that movie, and that's actually a 2-minute penalty since that word isn't allowed to be said over the podcast anymore. Brings up back memories. And,
Patricia, don't you dare.
So 2 minutes has been given. And when you look at is the runaway, buddy, it's a birthday, buddy, it's a runaway.
Yeah.
So here in the U.S., it's like the most, if you use like sex trafficking, right, or the sex acts, or like that prostitution and stuff like that, you're looking at more females than males, right? Now, cross the border. I won't say what border we're talking about, but it rhymes with Mexico. And when you cross that border and you're in this South America situation, it's more boys than girls that are being trafficked and used for sex labor.
For sex.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Just for the
And
and just the amount of people that are the amount of Americans, like this is what we found. So when we looked at this stuff, the amount of Americans that are arrested crossing into South America to do these sex acts on boys and stuff like that are usually of like, you would never guess what race of people you're looking at here. Oh, am I not? Move me back forward. You won't even rate, like, what'd you think? White, black, Spanish, Asian.
That are
The ones that are arrested for trafficking going in there. It's crazy, man. I would have never. Yep, that one.
No. Oh.
Asian.
Yeah.
Hey, brother. Like,
Indian and Asian.
Asian Americans, man. Like, and you gotta take like Asia's a huge country, so like, it's not just like the Japanese or the Chinese. It's like all Asian.
Right.
They all like lumped in. I think that's why the number is so big, because it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
That's
can't think of what the actual
so
word
crazy.
thing is that I'm thinking about, because that's happened shot. But that's the whole thing for that. It's crazy. It's crazy. I think the one thing before you go, everybody, before we get too far away from the thing, that's why training is not as available to us, is because
people don't want to talk about it.
we don't care about the prosecution aspect of it.
Yes, we do.
We don't care about the preserving the evidence of it. You're a nurse, baby. It's not from the. I'm talking about the EMS version of this, right? We don't care about the prosecution part of it because it's not life threatening.
So
It's not life threatening, so you don't train on it as much as you do.
I mean, I personally would care about it because it's
Same as a murder scene.
Talk about what you think.
I know. Nobody.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like,
but it's not Friday. So
hey, 20. How many years you been doing this? 20 some odd years. How many times you sat in class and somebody talked to preserve evidence appropriately?
No, they're not. No,
I don't disagree.
And you know what? Like when we miss the prosecution portion of this, we're abusing that person again.
You're right.
You
Yeah.
fuck this thing up, you're fucking them again. And you're doing the wrong thing again, and that is why this thing is bad and why we need to invest training.
I worked at a hospital for a little while that had a STAR nurse practitioner in the department 24/7.
What'd you call it? What was the acronym?
STAR sexual. Hold on.
Like a SARS, like the pre-COVID, we called it
No.
SARS. Remember
It
that?
was a sexual something.
And the sexual assault.
Resource nurse.
Yeah.
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 Just pull that off.
We had
We
yeah, good job. I couldn't pull it out of my ass after a few shots. So there was a nurse there 24 hours a day. And I worked night shift then. And she was busy every night.
Birthday buddy pulled a number today. She ain't gotten to it yet, which is awesome. Go ahead, birthday buddy. Keep going.
Hold a what? I didn't hear.
Yeah. You have numbers.
Oh.
You haven't hit on yet that I thought was awesome.
So, with what you're saying as far as training, I did come across something that was from the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, which is a list of indicators that first responders can look for: appearing malnourished, appearing injured or having signs of physical abuse, avoiding eye contact, social interaction, and law enforcement, responding in manners that seem rehearsed or scripted, lacking personal identification documents, and lacking personal possessions. So I feel like the scripted or rehearsed responses would be probably the most common one, because they're told what they can say and what they can't say, and this is all you're allowed to say. If a cop comes up to you, or if a paramedic comes up to you, this is what you're allowed to say.
So, Jason, how would you pick that up on a scene? Multiple people that you suspect to be dangerous, right? They don't speak the language, but they know the exact same words to say to you.
Just that.
So I would
nobody
ask
does
them. I would ask them what they had for dinner last week,
Oh, sorry.
and then see what they had to say.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I do not need your help. I need,
That's actually the thing, Jason. Like that's the right thing to do. You want to ask them something so off topic that they would have to seek the word to communicate it with you.
Yeah. To actually legit communicate. Can I get some napkins, please?
Go ahead, but still got some more good shit.
Hit it.
We do. So there are 17 countries that do not, I won't say don't do anything, but they do very little to prevent or punish human trafficking. The top worst one is Venezuela.
So we were looking at if all these crimes across the world are considered to be taboo, against the law, things like that. Who's really every country says you're not supposed to do this shit here, but who turns a blind eye, doesn't prosecute, who doesn't give resources to the police to do this shit, right? Is that which thing?
That's Venezuela.
Venezuela's top one.
Now, is it just as bad there, or are they number one for actually trafficking, or is it just they don't care about it?
They just turn a blind eye to it.
Yeah.
Just to turn a blind eye to it. Whether it's the worst thing or not, it's just something that nobody goes to jail for, basically. Go ahead, buddy.
So during Super Bowl week 2021, there were 75 people arrested that were involved in a human trafficking ring. January 11th is Human Trafficking Awareness Day, and
missed that by 2 days.
we did. Biden proclaimed January 2022 National Human Trafficking Month, and the top 5 states for it were California, Texas, Florida, New York, and Ohio, with the number 1 city being Washington, D.C.
We were talking about this. It's horrible because this is where all our laws are made. Our federal government is
That's
run.
where all of our politicians are.
You think it's them?
What?
Do you think it's them?
I mean, who knows, man?
I just have to say, Shane said that he loves us. We love you too, Shane.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for.
Huh?
I was telling him thank you.
So what else you got there, birthday buddy?
I just have a list of countries, but
Yeah, so you know, like the biggest thing I think is we're almost hitting our hour here and stuff like that. I think that the biggest thing to kind of like take away from this is that there's a lack of training, a lack of like information. Like I consider us, and a lot of people may not consider us informed people here at the Rescue Company One, but we are like we read a lot. We're always researching. We're looking at it, and it's like just today, like the eye-opening thing. Like I researched this for like 2 or 3 days, and then just today, I still learn more new shit. You know what I mean? And it's amazing. But you have to know. Like, let's go back to our original shit. Like, we're here to prepare people for exams and stuff like that. Things you would see on the exams that are important about this is that you're supposed to report this, right? You're supposed to report this, especially if it's the young, right, the underage person, and the elderly. Now, for what we consider to be like spousal abuse and stuff like that, when you suspect that type of thing, because you know what, like there's a 20% of women involved in spousal abuse that like are being trafficked as well.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
So when you suspect that these persons are being abused in that situation, that's not an automatic reporting in most states.
It's
But
not.
no, it's not. You're supposed to provide a safe environment. That's going to be the test question for that. You provide a safe environment where that person feels safe, and then
Ask if they want to do anything.
ask if they want help.
I had a patient like that probably a little over a
month ago that she chose not to do anything.
And the unfortunate fact is you see that person again, but as a not.
Yeah, no.
You see them dead. You see them dead. I think you can go across the spectrum. You're going to see a lot of these stories, but apologize about all the technical stuff today. But
Hopefully we'll
these
be
things
better
worked out. We're working through it. We're working through it. So babe, what you got before we leave?
Hold on one second.
Oh,
So Jody was saying that
Paris Bravo did a movie around Christmas with the Walters created short film to bring awareness to human trafficking. And on that topic, what many didn't realize about Gabby, what is it? Petito case. When she called her mom, she was asking her to check on Stan. Her mom thought it was a sign of something because their deceased grandfather's name was Stan. What she didn't know was the sheriff didn't pick up on is Stan is an acronym for send the authorities now.
wow.
So if anyone looks in distress and brings up the name Stan, that's what they want you to do.
Amazing.
I did not know that. And thank you very much, Jody. So if you
Not too long ago, they were talking about the symbol or whatever you would give a law enforcement officer,
I don't know what that is either.
where the person puts their finger, their thumb in, and like
Let's find it so we don't.
that was one of the things that they had talked about to notify the police officer. Like, let's say a person is pulled over for speeding, right? And the police officer,
they're like this, hey.
well, the person in the back,
Right.
yeah, they're like, help me, and then the police officer will make sure to at least investigate it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a sign for that, and it brings awareness to that officer so that they know, all right, something may not be right, because that's not normal for somebody to do that unless you're punching, you want to cover your.
Also, we just wanted to make you guys aware that
You can order your Support Healthcare Heroes license plate. That's what it looks like.
We'll put a link to it.
So that helps benefit first responders with more education and training and all sorts of things like that. So support healthcare heroes. It's a
And we'll put
specialty
link to
license
that
plate.
because we're
We will.
paraphrasing and slightly drunk, so make sure that we.
Oh.
So
What
there'll be a barcode to it.
barcode?
There's a code,
QR.
QR code. Well, barcode is like the 80s QR code. But
There's a QR code, not a barcode.
yes. But it's we're trying to get 3,000. That's the magic number. So once we get 3,000, like we have like
Support healthcare heroes.
they'll start printing these things, and then there's a lot of money for training. And
Oh, I didn't realize there was a
there's an actual number before
Before they print them?
Printing the actual license plate.
check. Did not know that.
Yeah.
I thought they were just doing it.
This is a good thing, guys. This is going to bring money for that's just first responders, nurses, the emergency medicine doctors and stuff
Absolutely.
like that. And this is like funding that
For
our state is
education.
lacking. So let's get this going here. So 3,000 is a magic number.
So we know what stand means in the future.
Yes, exactly. No, exactly.
That's
Yeah. Go ahead, buddy. You got anything else there before we begin to close?
This has been a stressful day.
But I love you.
Hey, how many pages of notes did you write today?
I have a scenario for you guys.
Oh, shut up.
I can't wait. Let's do it.
No.
Listen, it's very important because there are like 27 people right now watching us live, and I think they just want to they want to see
I want it.
the
Let's go.
conclusion of the scenario. The fireworks scenario.
Oh my gosh, no.
So this time.
Fired. No.
Oh,
Next
hey,
scenario.
you
I
guys
wrote-
you guys better speak
I
up on
wrote
the
12 pages.
chat.
Yeah, 12 pages of notes.
Anyone want to continue the scenario next week?
No.
And let me ask you
Week. I said
No.
next
Oh,
week.
next week.
He
No,
won't
not
be
me.
there.
You can call in.
Nah.
Let me ask this over. This is interesting. We have it outside.
Oh wait, I think Danny wants it.
Yeah, well.
Like, Danny's a drunk. We know. So,
They're besties.
He better.
like, working here, like, how many meetings did you, do today?
Oh, Ashley also said yes now.
See?
No.
See? People are here. People are here to see. They want to know. What happened?
Well, let's go then.
They're
Do it.
chomping at the bit to know what happened. I do. Well, I mean, I know what happened to the point that they left, but I don't know what, I mean,
A few. 3. Official.
And how many were, this remotely the same about anything?
Not a one.
Yeah. It's so funny as shit. The amount of different shit that happens here on a everyday basis is weird. You could be talking about scuba diving, space,
To giving the dog antibiotics.
dog antibiotics. I talked to a Jewish doctor today on the phone.
I had to respond to your answer.
You did. He was very worried.
If you even mention that scenario, I'll throw in this cup at you.
Well,
You're
the boss.
Go ahead. Finish the scenario.
No, you're the boss. You said no. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
All
right. It's from Dodgeball? No, wait. Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah.
He was in Dodgeball too.
You show me your best dragon. I'll let you do the scenario.
Oh man, he even had me all close up on it.
All right. Do
All right.
Finish it.
All right. So the point to what we had was, well, I got started all over.
Recap.
Fireworks. Don't hold fireworks on your chest, okay? If you do hold a mortar on your chest, there's a chance you might get injured, okay? So this guy, hey! All right, so this guy, are you done? This guy, all right, difficulty breathing, chest pain, swelling to the right side, diminished. What? On his chest. His chest. I said his chest. Right side of his chest. All right. We get him in the truck, and we assessing him, and then we're checking him out. And
We do karate moves just like
no. That's the moving on to the next one. All right. So diminished lung tungsten on the right side, and low SpO2, and he's moving. I'm like, calm down. We gotta see what's going on here, man. Calm down. Oh, it hurts so bad. It hurts. All right.
Me too.
So I know it hurts all of you guys. This is the last. Just so you guys know, all right. This is my last scenario ever. And if you want another one,
That's a lie. You just gave us one over the weekend.
Hey, Jason,
if you want another one, you better say it because I'm not.
Let's go. Come on.
Well, let's go ahead and close this up. We're gonna continue this in the next time. And listen, apologize for the stuff, the
By the way,
technical difficulties.
Joseph, yes, we do offer a canine course.
Yeah, we do actually. We do have a actually nice simulator. Yeah.
Hi, Jerry.
So listen, man. Big deal though. This thing right here. I think this is a good thing to push for, as far as like we need more education for this. What happened? I missed it.
He said, "Thank you, sir. Can I have another?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Uh,
Go, Jason.
No. This will be continued to the next episode. Same bat channel, same bat time. And I'm sorry if I've offended anybody with this show today, but
Do you want to hear more, Jason?
I can't get enough of you.
I think they want to know.
I can't get enough of it either.
You got,
I can't get enough of you, but we're over our time.
We
Hey,
are.
Till the next time. See you.
See ya.